Welcome back, and this is episode 3. Now, I'm gonna try to talk more and definitely skip more because last time was like the first episode was okay. I mean, it was still like 30 minutes long. Last episode was like an hour and 10 minutes long, and yeah. So I'm gonna try to do more skipping so you guys don't have to go and watch through everything. Um, but I guess you can tell me if you want me to skip through every single. Well, yeah, you can tell me down below, but I'm gonna start doing that more. So let us load in. Okay, I'm trying to get my game into full screen mode. Come on, go to full screen. That is the fullest. There we go. Okay, so basically, we're going to have to do some more stuff. So let's.
That every one of your biomass burners over here actually have enough biomass in it to go while we're doing this. Like I said, if you need to, go ahead and pause the game while you are doing so. Okay, for those who needed to, welcome back. All right. Now,
Okay, so I'm pretty
what we're going
sure.
to do today, like I said, is do some pre-requirements before building the actual like kind of factory here. So, as you can see here, what we have is everything we've done in the last episode. We've built, kind of rebuilt most of these machines here. And one thing I'm going to do today is we're actually going to split this right here. I'm going to take this out and I'm just going to let this kind of go. Actually, I might be able to even like rip that out of there and then just connect that back into that. All right, so I want to put a constructor over here because we don't have anything making screws. So I thought, you know what? Let's make some screws. And that should do.
Ah, boy, I just went to the full screen, dude.
All right, so we line that up with that using the guidelines
Um,
right there. And we're going to just plug that into there. And hey, can I get a... I can. Awesome. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to take...
Also, if you see me opening my inventory, it's most likely just because I'm trying to go into the YouTube tab. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, so I gotta do this. Make a constructor. So we can go.
Will on your mouth. Our shortcut bar, and we're going to just plug that into there.
Keep on doing the wrong thing. There you go. Um, the annoying thing is like I have to go through
And
everything.
hey, can I get a... I can. Awesome. Perfect. All right. Now, I'm going to take these and I'm going to turn these... Oops. I'm going to turn those into screws. There we go. So what we're doing is essentially we are taking the iron rods that this machine is making. We're sending them into this machine to make some screws. And then we're probably going to
I need
need
iron plates.
somewhere to put these things right here. So I'm actually going to do this right here. I'm going to put this on top right there. And I'm going to face it so that the entry to the container is facing the opposite direction than the one on the bottom. And the way we're going to do that is, as you can see here, we have the yellow lines going that way. That means that's the input. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but then again, maybe it's not. So everyone plays the game at their own pace. One of the next things I want to go over is I was asked in one of my videos about what is at the bottom middle and the bottom right of our bottom screen. So we have the hot bar is in the middle. Obviously, your health is on the left
I'm
hand
just
side.
gonna
The
press
middle
right
is your
now.
hot
So,
bar, and
oh, this
shortcuts
isn't
is
powered.
on the right hand on the bottom down there. So the hot bar, we kind of went over the hot bar in the
Do
last
I have any
episode. We're going to
extra?
go over a little more detail in that here in just a moment.
No.
But the shortcuts key is
Okay, I do
basically things
actually.
that tells you, like B. B is your flashlight. So some of you probably have noticed that it's never nighttime while I'm recording, but you have probably experienced nighttime, and it's really hard to do anything at night because, well, it's dark at night. I
I
haven't
think I.
actually
I
discussed
mean,
this
you can like
because
jump.
I have a mod that is basically makes everything always daylight in my game. It makes it easier to do the tutorial and talk about it, but I just wasn't really thinking about it. But you do have a flashlight in the game, and you can hit that by pressing B. So if you didn't know that, there you go.
So,
And then it also tells you that Q brings up your builder. F is your building tool. And then we discussed this one once before. We have N. This is your quick search. Also a great calculator. We went over that in one of the early episodes. V is your scanner. O is mail. And then tab, of course, is your inventory. So if you ever forget what those are, just always remember there's a shortcuts key on the bottom down there if you need it. I always forget that's down there, so I never really worry about it. But yeah. All right, and then we have our shortcut bar, which is in the middle. So the shortcut bar is essentially your shortcuts. So we talked about this where you can press 1 and you have your power pole. You have 2 for power lines, 3. But what you notice there's a lot of empty spots right there. Well, how do you add something to the hotbar? Well, that's pretty easy. Just go to Q to bring up your build menu. And let's say I want to add splitters to my hotbar. Well, we'll go to logistics. We'll go down here to conveyor mergers and splitters. And say I want to add the splitter, because the splitter is the one we use the most often. I'm going to add that as the 6th button on my hotbar. So I just highlight it where it's orange, and then I hit the number 6 on the keyboard. It's that simple. That's how you add it to the hotbar. The conveyor lifts, we're going to add that as number
so
5.
yeah,
There
I
you
guess we're just
go.
gonna keep doing this.
See, pretty easy. We can go down through here.
Once
We
we
can
can
add other
just, I'm
stuff.
assuming we'll have to.
We
So,
can add, say, foundations. If we want to do that, which we will go ahead and do, actually. Go ahead and take the number 2 foundation, the foundation 1 meter, 2 meter, and 4 meter. You'll notice you'll have. We got these at the end of the last episode. So go ahead and take your 2 meter foundation, and we're going to add that as, I'm going to add it as 0, which is the very end down there. We also have walls as well. We can add those if you want. I'm not going to today. Power is fine, so I don't need to add those. Production, I'm actually going to not really do anything with those either for today. So, yeah. Specials, and then we hub map. Yeah, everything is good, so we don't need to add anything else down into the hotbar right now. Feel free to do so if you want. Now, here's another little trick.
I can't remember the controls. Game controls. Keybind. Oh, it's all. It's what? Oh, uh,
Trick. And I honestly didn't know about this until after
Oh,
update 5, but apparently it came in somewhere around update 4, I think it was. Maybe even 3, but I never knew about it. So if you hold Alt and then use your scroll wheel, you'll notice the hotbar changes. What's that? One, two, three, four. Well, we have 10 different hotbars that you can fix down here. And then all the way back to one. So this is really cool because you can now have multiple hotbars. So say you're
okay.
working in
So I think
fluids
I'm
like
just gonna
oil,
skip until we
water,
have
things like
something that we
that
need to
once you get
do.
to that point in the game.
So see you
And
guys
you want an entire
after
hotbar that
we.
is nothing
I'm
but
gonna
the stuff
soon
you
do
work
what we
with in
have to do.
fluids. Well,
Or what? But yeah.
those in there
Okay, so
and some concrete there. And we're
so
going to
we
push
did
the big red button. And there we
the
go.
next thing.
Sending
We got
off all
this
those
chainsaw.
materials to our robot overlords in space who look down upon us in disdain as we try to, you know, clear out this planet of its resources. All right, so now that we have the chainsaw, we have to make it, and we're going to go over here to the equipment workshop, plop in here for a minute, and the chainsaw. Now, the chainsaw is not cheap. It requires 15 cable,
Yeah, I know it's like
160
it's
screws,
expensive,
which
so I gotta
can
get
be a
that stuff. But
little bit of much, considering
make
we
the
just spent
chainsaw.
500 just to unlock it. So now we're going to need another 160. But like I said, we do have screws being made over there. It shouldn't take you too long to get these. 25 rods and 5 reinforced plates. I already have all these, so I'm just going to go ahead and make the chainsaw. And now that we have the chainsaw, we're going to need something to run into the chainsaw. We're going to need the solid biofuel because that's what the chainsaw runs on. So let's head over here. You know, I want to talk about this real quick before I do this. The chainsaw runs on solid biofuel. That makes no sense to me because it should run on like liquid of some sort, like gas or something. But you don't get gas until like a little bit later on down the road, or unless you just went to Taco Bell. Anyway, yeah, so I don't understand why it doesn't use gas really, except for the fact that you need it now. And it seems like if it ran on solid biofuel, it would run on just regular biomass, but I digress. Anyway, we're going to need to make a little bit of solid biofuel before we can actually use the chainsaw. So let's jump in here and we're going to go down to our biomass section and you'll see biofuel down here. Now you probably already have some biomass, so we're going to turn that biomass into solid biofuel. 20 should do, so just go ahead and start making you some here. All right, so now we have a little bit of solid biofuel. It's not a lot, but this should be fine. And, you know, because the chainsaw doesn't use a lot, so we don't need a lot. So just take a few moments there just to make a little bit. And then we're going to go into our inventory and we're going to take the chainsaw and put it into our one hand. And you get this really cool animation. This thing's pretty sweet, actually. I like how it unsheaves itself there when it just like pops out. That's pretty cool. I really like that. And yeah, so one thing real quick I want to warn you about. The chainsaw cannot be used as a weapon. Unlike Leatherface, nope, in this game, it doesn't make a very good weapon to fight any of the creatures in the game. So if you go out and you're thinking, all right, this thing's going to be awesome now, bring on a charger or something, you're good. You're going to have a bad time. It does not work on that. So let's head back to our inventory and make sure we got our Xeno Zapper in our hands there. All right. Now we've got the chainsaw in our hands. It's fueled up with 20 solid biofuel at least. We're going to head out and we're going to start looking for some things to cut down, which is probably going to be right over here in this area over here. All right, so if we come over here into this corner over here, and
There's
let's just
not a large
move up
amount
to
of
any
like
of these
big
little trees
trees
and
over
bushes
here.
and stuff. So you see how this has like a few things around it here? So if I cut, say, this one in the middle, I should get all 3 of these at once. There we go. And then you'll see you just got 51 leaves and some other stuff. Also, I want to warn you, we should probably clear out our inventory because, I mean, yeah, you're going to need some space here to cut these things down, and you don't want to waste materials by having it go nowhere. I don't know if they ever fixed that so that it won't let you cut something down or not, but just in case, let's go over here and clear out our inventory. So we don't need the pellberries. We don't need any of the alien carapaces. You can actually throw your biomass in here right now for the moment too. And these quartz crystals. And throw these portable miners in there too. We don't need those right now. And that should probably do. And then hit sort, and
Yeah.
then when that clears
I'm
us
just
up
gonna
some
get all
space in here.
these.
All right, now we've got that cleared out. Let's go cut down some trees. Now I would recommend getting about 1,000 leaves and maybe close to that in wood. So we're just gonna go around. We're just gonna cut down as much stuff as we can. Basically, get a lot, is what I'm trying to say. Also, make sure you just take your time. No reason to rush this. You have time while other materials and stuff are being made. Also, one other thing I want to kind of have you guys do is over here in front of where our arm nodes are is a huge amount of clear space that's very flat. But there are some trees and some other stuff in the way down here, including a barrel nut tree. So while you're gathering all of your wood and your leaves and stuff using a chainsaw, go ahead and come over here and just kind of cut these down to make this place over here even cleaner. And yes, that does include the lowly barrel nut tree as well. You can even come down here where the green gas is, and you can kind of cut a little bit down over in here. Just make sure you don't get into that gas. Remember, if it's green, it's bad. Alright, now hopefully by this point you guys have plenty of enough leaves and wood and everything else that we're going to need. So the next process is we are going to build a storage container right over somewhere kind of out of the way a little bit, but kind of close. You don't want it too far away. So I'm going to build mine right over here, and I'm going to have it kind of facing this way. Yeah, something about like that. And I'm going to kind of center it up too. So we're going to go here. And then we're going to build a constructor out here. Right in front of that. Right here. Is that lined up? It says it is. Alright. And then we're going to add another storage building right here in front of that. And then we're just going to connect these all with conveyor. Is over here in front of where our arm nodes are is a huge amount of clear space that's very flat. But there are some trees and some other stuff in the way down here, including a barrel nut tree. So while you're gathering all of your wood and your leaves and stuff using a chainsaw, go ahead and come over here and just kind of cut these down to make this place over here even cleaner.
Is it
And yes, that
impure?
does include the lowly barrel nut tree as well. You can even come down here where the green gas is, and you can kind of cut a little bit down over in here. Just make sure you don't get into that gas. Remember, if it's green, it's bad. Alright, now hopefully by this point you guys have plenty of enough leaves and wood and everything else that we're going to need. So the next process is we are going to build a storage container right over somewhere kind of out of the way a little bit, but kind of close. You don't want it too far away. So I'm going to build mine right over here, and I'm going to have it kind of facing this way. Yeah, something about like that. And I'm going to kind of center it up too. So we're going to go here. And then we're going to build a constructor out here. Right in front of that. Right here. Is that lined up? It says it is. Alright. And then we're going to add another storage building right here in front of that. And then we're just going to connect these all with conveyor belts, like so. Alright. Now what we want to do is just head over into your crafting station. And just all the biomass that you, all the leaves and wood and stuff that you just got, go ahead and turn that into regular biomass for the moment. So we're going to go in here, and the wood is probably the quickest. So again, make sure you have some space here. Click on the wood, and let's make some biomass. Also, go ahead and turn your leaves into biomass as well. Just basically get as much biomass as you can. Don't make the solid biofuel yet, though. That's what we just made the constructor for with the 2 containers. Alright, now that you've got all that, at this point, possibly, you may have ran out of fuel in one of your machines here. Or possibly all of them. Go ahead and plop some biomass in there for the time being. And then restart your fuse box. There we go. Now the next thing is I kind of forgot to put power to this, so don't forget to do that. We are definitely going to need that. All right, connecting there to there. We're going to come down to our constructor, and we're going to tell it to make solid biofuel.
Stop
And
going to
then
that
we're going
screen.
to take and put all of our biomass that we made, or have left, I should say, into the first cargo container here. So go
I
ahead,
don't
hold
care.
control, click on that, and that throws it all in there. And it's going to start feeding that biomass into this constructor, which is going to turn it into solid biofuel.
Oh my gosh, I think that's it. If anything, we're almost done. So, yeah. So, see you guys after we get some solid biofuel.
Just
Okay.
the world axis and how to place things down on that. So, if you followed my instructions today, then you should have the foundation in one of your hotbar slots down there. Let's go ahead and bring that up, shall we? There we go. So, as you can see, you can move this anywhere around, kind of anywhere you want. You can also scroll with your mouse wheel and turn it like so. Yeah, and that's something that you could place anywhere on the map. But if you hold down Control,
So, that's gonna end off today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. This was the smaller video on getting us this thing here. So that's kind of what this was going on. Uh, so other than that, yeah, doing pretty good. So that's gonna end off this video. I'm gonna save the game. So just gonna save the game. Other than that, I don't really know what else we could do, but yeah, I will see you guys later.